This is the 6 Sports Desk.
Injuries and scary moments happen all the time in sports, but when it's the former #1 overall draft pick for the Detroit Tigers, Spencer Torkelson, getting hit in the head by a pitch, you start to look around and say, what else is going to happen to these Detroit Tigers this year? Well, it happened in the bottom of the 7th last year as Brad Keller threw a breaking ball that went off the helmet of Torkelson. He was immediately evaluated and removed from the game for precautionary reasons. He didn't show any signs of having a concussion and just had a little bit of a bruise on his face. And Torkelson doesn't see any reason for the Tigers pitchers to retaliate for him getting hit.
We don't have any beef with the Royals, and we're good friends with many guys on the team. So there's no intent, especially 2-strike count. Was a 3-0 ball game at the time. 1-2 count, and then it's a changeup. I mean, there's nothing going on there.
So scary when anybody gets up and hit up near the head. And luckily he had that new guard on that guys are wearing that covers the beginning of his chin, and then I think his shoulder pushed it up and protected his face. So, all signs are pointing positive now, so that's a good sign.
As for the Tigers' score of today's game, last time we checked in, the Tigers were trailing 3-2 in the bottom of the 6th inning. A lot of runs in the first couple of innings and some fireworks from both teams on this holiday weekend. We'll make sure to have the full highlights of this game tonight on 6 News at 11. In college sports, this week has been a wild one when it comes to schools joining new conferences. And as you might have heard, USC and UCLA are going to be joining the Big Ten Conference in the 2024 season. But the Big Ten isn't done hunting for more schools, because the latest reports have it that Notre Dame is going to be possibly looking at being one of the latest schools to join the Big Ten. Currently, Notre Dame's football team is independent, while the rest of the school's teams are part of the ACC conference. Now, as we've known for years, it's all about money when it comes to these college sports. Right now, Notre Dame is earning $25 million a year from its TV deal with Comcast NBC, and has them staying in the ACC conference until 2036. If they want to leave the ACC, they'll have to join the Big Ten with a buyout of $140 million. But the Fox TV deal that the Big Ten Conference is looking to negotiate could see each school bring in more than $100 million a year, which CBS Sports' Dennis Dodd sees as an interesting opportunity for the Irish.
Yeah, this is a big conundrum. This is one of the biggest questions to come out of this, because legally it looks like if Notre Dame wants to join a conference, it has to be the ACC until the year 2036. That's how long that current deal goes. Now, their best fit would be in the Big Ten. That's what they fit the best geographically, academically, what have you. But does Notre Dame want to do anything at all? They value that independence and being able to schedule all over the country. But guess what? If you're in the Big Ten, that looks like you're scheduling all over the country. And if you're going to be in line for a playoff spot, whatever that looks like, in the future with expansion, that has to be a consideration. So I think this is another line in the sand. The Big Ten for years at various times has tried to force Notre Dame into the conference. Is this the time when they get them? They're at a nice tidy 16 at 80 to 100 million per school beginning in 2024, but that number might go up if Notre Dame's in there.
Should be interesting to see what happens. And speaking of future Big Ten athletes, Michigan State's men's tennis team has an incoming freshman who's already competing at one of the biggest stages in the world. Ozan Kolak had his first round match at the Wimbledon Junior Championship, so not competing with the pros just yet. But the future Spartan, was able to take care of business really quickly. Kolak was able to beat Polish tennis player Olaf Pieszczkowski, winning in straight sets 7-5 and 6-1. We'll make sure to keep you updated on his second round match on Tuesday. And on the pros court, check this out. The between-the-leg serve by Nick Kyrgios confuses his opponent and gets him the ace. The exciting and always entertaining Kyrgios would go on to win this match in 4 sets. We'll be right back with a final look at your forecast, so stay with us.